I've worked with Kevin since, I think 2005, 2006, in developing guitars together. And this guitar represents sort of the culmination of our journey together. And it's an impressive instrument.
Hi, my name is Kevin Muiderman. I'm a guitar maker from Grand Forks, North Dakota. I'm going to tell the story of the guitars I make for the legendary Willy Porter. Willy Porter is one of the great acoustic folk rock guitar players who ever has lived, one of my favorite guitar players. He's legendary for opening for great players, touring with great players such as Jethro Tull, Paul Simon, Jeff Beck. He's legendary for getting standing ovations in front of a Jeff Beck crowd, sitting there alone on stage with an acoustic guitar, opening for Jeff Beck. He's one of the greats. I've had the privilege of making his guitars now for the last 15 or so years, maybe more, and I'll get a guitar that's the same model as the guitar that Willy's touring with currently, and we can talk about that guitar. So this is a copy, essentially, of the current Rode guitar that Willy has. He has got two of them, got a backup. He can either have a backup waiting for him if something happens to one, or he can bring two and have different tunings and things. But anyway, the properties of this guitar are that it's kind of a jumbo guitar. I did a tracing decades ago of his Guild jumbo guitar because he likes the big round body, and he usually tunes way down to an A or a B, or often does. Anyway, these guitars are amenable to that. It's also a deep guitar, fairly thick. This one happens to have ambrosia maple for the back and sides. His have other woods, rosewood, and one has Nara, but they both have sinker redwood tops, such as this one. So the sound is the same, the structure is the same, and it demonstrates what he's looking for tonally.
My buddy Kevin Muiderman built this guitar for me, and it represents about 17 years of us working together on various instruments. And I've just had such a joyful journey with Kevin. Why? Because he cares about the instruments so much that he is always trying to improve what he does. He's always trying to develop things further, to understand more, to reach further into what an instrument can be. And I think that is a sign of true excellence. And this guitar represents that. For about 17 years, we went back and forth. We did a couple different guitars. It's resulted in this instrument, which I'm holding in my hands. And the bracing on it makes it one of the most stable instruments I've ever played. If you travel around the country and you have to play shows every night, you need your guitar to sort of hold up to all the climate changes, changes in humidity, variations in the room. You need a stable horse to ride every night, to quote Willie Nelson. So, for that reason, I'm so grateful I have this guitar, as well as the fact that it records beautifully and it has this beautiful tone acoustically when mic'd up. The low end is rich and developed with like a piano-like overtone quality, and the top end is smooth and clear. And you can play fingerstyle on it, you can strum it, you can do whatever you want. And the guitar holds up. I can't say enough about it. So if you're here looking at a Muiderman guitar, you're in the right place. Take care, friends.
I used to run a concert series back in Wisconsin, and we've continued it here in North Dakota, but Willy Porter's from Wisconsin, and so one of the very early concerts we hosted was Willy Porter, and he became interested in my instruments, and so he worked with me because we were reasonably close in Wisconsin on interesting innovations and models, and eventually we decided on one that kind of worked for him. It was a fairly small bodied double top guitar. Eventually we moved on from that design and ended up with this one, and this one we came up with probably 4 or 5 years ago. This actually is a solid top, but the top is super thin. I sort of call it the ultra lightweight top. It's about 30% thinner than, say, a regular guitar top would be. But it has graphite composite bracing, so the wood bracing on the inside, which would look fairly familiar if you saw it, is laminated with graphite so that it is solid and light. It's much lighter, the bracing is much lighter than standard bracing, but it's just as strong. And what you can see is that this guitar has almost no belly. It's completely flat because the graphite doesn't move like wood does. But yeah, you still get a massive tone, and so it's easy to play. You can get a huge dynamic range, or you can play it very lightly, and it just rings all the way up the neck. So we designed this, Willie and I, using prototypes, so disassemblable guitars. I'm actually going to, we can cut it in and out, but I'm going to get this. I think I have the actual old prototype. Here we go. Here's the original, the body of the original prototype that we used to design his current guitar. So this is the way I build guitars. If players are interested in something that I've not done before, or if they want a variation on something, I build a prototype with scrap wood. These pieces of wood don't even match. And we're able to change the neck. It's a bolt-on neck. We can take a neck off. We're able to put a new top on it, put a new bridge on it, change the bracing, all without making a whole new guitar. We don't need binding on it because we can just put blue tape on it. And there's glue globs all over the place. So this is how we designed the guitar. Went through a lot of different iterations, all with this body size. Again, the first iterations were a double top, super thin skins of wood with a honeycomb core, and that had certain properties you like, but it didn't have the mid-range and bass rumble he was looking for. So eventually we decided on a solid top with ultra lightweight bracing, and that's the guitar that he's touring and recording with now. So Willie is known for his running bass lines as he's finger picking, and so this guitar is like playing a bass guitar. He'll tune this guitar down to even an A. This one is tuned to a C. It will go down to an A without losing its, without getting floppy. He also is an incredibly articulate player, playing complicated melodies and rhythms.
This train is bound for love.
And so this guitar does all those things for him, either acoustically for recording or amplified. Here you go, Willie.